And we're recording.
Awesome. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Appreciate you guys being here today. We've got a special guest on here. We've got Alex Winfield. He is a local realtor in the Hampton Roads area. Him and I have been working together for, almost 2 years now. And it's been awesome. We started Opportunity. We've done different deals together. We've worked with different people together. So I wanted to bring him on and kind of, talk about himself and what he's doing and why. And then let him talk a little bit about the business, right? Yeah. So Alex, do a quick little rundown for us. Tell us who you are, how you got in the game, and what's up.
Yeah, man. What's up, everybody? I am Alex Winfield, as he just said, of course. And I am your basic neighborhood real estate agent here in Hampton Roads. Like to think I do a little bit more than that. But at the end of the day, I love being a real estate agent. I get to serve people, buying and selling homes. I do some property management as well, and I work with a management team. And I love working with investors as well. And so with that combination, I've been able to do a lot of cool different types of business in real estate, but mainly just try to figure out the needs of my clients and figure out how I can serve them. And in doing that, that keeps me pretty darn busy. So, yeah. And I just recently, we had an addition to the team. The team was originally me. And then I was blessed to get Vanessa as my assistant, who Shawn knows really well at this point. And then Dan joined us as an agent a couple months ago. And so I've been able to expand my business a little bit to be able to, just provide more service around the clock in a crazy business that really is around the clock. But yeah, so we're growing. Business is going really well right now. And even with everything going on. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. Alex Winfield Real Estate, and I work with the brokerage Coastal Group.
Awesome. And you have a family as well, don't you? A wife and a few kids. And actually, I thought you were talking about that as an addition.
Oh, that's the real addition. Yeah, I just had a baby girl who was actually kid number 4. So I had 3 boys and now just had the girl, Elizabeth Ann. And just loving life, man. It's a little crazy with a new baby, literally 2 weeks ago. So we're like in the trenches still, but it's a blast, man. The 3 older boys are just doing awesome with her, and
awesome.
Couldn't be more blessed.
Cool, man. Good stuff. All right. So we'll dig into these questions here. Tell us how you got started in real estate. What made you say, yep, real estate's for me. I want to do this.
Yeah, well, I shared a little bit on the last opportunity we did. So without spending way too much time on this, I kind of got in the school of hard knocks way is what I like to call it. I kind of became an accidental landlord, and it put me in a position that I didn't want to be in. But then it basically revealed that, okay, I can own a second home and somebody else can pay my mortgage for me. And those two things combined really just set that fire in real estate. We'd gone through kind of a lot of really crummy circumstances in real estate. And for me to actually like real estate just shows you that there's potential in there. And I'm someone who loves to learn and get educated. And with real estate, I feel like, I've studied this game as much as you can. I got into it about 5 years ago as an agent. I did a little bit of investing before that, not too much. But I was like, I'm the guy that cracks open the book, listens to everything. And I think I hit my 10,000 hours in real estate within the first 3.5 years. Cause I was fully committed. Plus, like I said, I had 3 kids when I got into real estate. So it's not like I could fail at it. I gotta pay bills. So, I was able to dive head in, and I think that's helped me to become a really good agent. And why I got in exactly was I just felt like there was so much potential in real estate. The people I talked to in it that were excited about it, the way that they were able to create long-term wealth, just kind of inspired me, because I'm not someone who's really focused on money. necessarily. To me, it's a means to ends to be a good family man and to be able to provide. And I love businesses. But it was just like, I love the idea of opportunity. I love the idea of being able to share that opportunity with other people. And as an agent, I'm able to do that. And then, as I started looking more and more into it, it seemed to fit the abilities that I had and the networks I had. And so I kind of decided that was what I needed to do. And I was in a position where I needed to make a move to really, the real reason short is my wife had in her heart to be a stay-at-home mom. So with baby number 3, we were trying to figure out a way to do it. And I realized I loved real estate and I thought I could do well in it. So I took the dive.
Boom.
Here we are 5 years later, rocking.
So it's working is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. It's a lot of work. People tell me all the time, oh man, I want to do real estate. It looks so easy. And, everyone's making all this money. It's freaking hard. And, it's hard and it's crazy. Yes, you can make a lot of money and there's so much potential out there. But if you want to do this full time or you want to make a living doing it, you better be ready to, tie your shoes tight and
That's right.
Get your hands dirty and work because it's a hustle.
Put your boots on because it's going to get deep.
Yeah, it's going to get deep.
All right.
Waiters.
All right. So basically, recap there is that you got a family and your wife wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and you wanted to be able to support her doing that. And that's kind of how this happened. And you like real estate. So that's awesome, man. Okay. Let's go to one of the things I know is like really at your heart and you really dig because I've been around you for it for a while now. Tell people what your main investing strategy is and what made you decide to go with that method.
Yeah. Well, I think, there is, first off, there's no main investment strategy for anybody. As you know, you kind of work with what's in front of you and what is kind of the path of least resistance or the one that's going to get you to that opportunity then. But the reality is majority of people are on a similar platform. And with that similar scenarios, I think house hacking and house hopping is it's the most available way for the majority of people. And so I was able to house hop into my first couple properties. And that's kind of what got me going on the investor side and got me interested in real estate in the first place. So I saw that as, man, everybody could be doing this, or most people could do this. And I kind of built my business around that idea to say, shouldn't somebody be sharing this information with people? We've got a huge military bases in the area, just large military population here. And so they've got really great access to a lot of things that they maybe don't understand. So I kind of made it a personal goal to really get the word out there on house hopping and house hacking. Myself and a guy, Michael Foster, started a seminar to share that, information. And then now me and Dan are going to be doing it as well on house hopping and house hacking. But it really is just like, man, basically it's the easiest way to buy multiple properties, build your portfolio, which is one of the big goals for most real estate investors. To do it with the least amount of cash, the least amount of risk. And, the hardest thing is just getting started and continuing it. So really you can't get started too early. And I've recently been able to work with a lot of clients in their early 20s and see them kind of build properties. And it's pretty fulfilling to see that, basically they're buying assets instead of expenses.
Nice.
And at the end of the day, that's something that's going to be long-term wealth for them. And that's cool. I hope that people watch these things that, we do, opportunity and your wholesaling out of the box. And they say, man, there's opportunity here. How can I get started in this? And with the house hopping and house hacking, I feel like it's just the easy way to do that. Not everybody is going to quit their job and go into real estate like we've done, Yep. And honestly, not everybody should, but most people should look into doing real estate in some shape or form. So maybe you can do it without that huge full commitment right out of the gate, limited money down. And I just think it's a great way to do things. I don't know if we need to hit what it is, but
well, I think you touched on it. You're talking about the BRRRR method and house hacking. That's basically what you touched on, and those are what I feel as though that's your heart and passion is, and that is a very well-known investing strategy that you're very versed in. And I feel like that's probably what you're best helping your clients in, which is kind of going to lead us into the next one, which is what vesting strategy do you help, or you think can help best with the clients that you work with? What can you offer your clients as best strategies?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so house hopping is kind of a single family platform. It's very similar to house hacking. So house hacking in a general sense is you buy a duplex to a fourplex. It can be single family and you rent out, basically you rent out the adjoining unit and you live in one unit, right? So you are basically saving on living expenses because somebody else is going to be paying your mortgage for you there while you live there. And the cool thing about these house hacking and house hopping is you actually get to use a primary residential loan, which, as you know, is 0 to 5% down, as opposed to me. Like, I'm not moving right now. I've already done some house hops. My wife is like, we're not moving anytime soon. So if I buy my next investment property, I've got to put 20 to 25% down.
Right.
So it's going to drain me of the cash I have very quickly.
Yeah.
And if you can put no money down to under $10,000 down and pick up a property, then it's a really great niche that it seems so simple that most people miss it.
Yeah.
And then on the single family side, I'd say right now, the single family side is actually more potential out there in our market right now. So house hacking is great when you're in a market where you can do it. Right now, things are insane on the duplex to fourplex side. People are paying insane amounts. I literally just put an offer in on this duplex. It was really nice. It was listed at 186. This was yesterday. Yesterday. 186. We put an offer in at 201. And we did ask for some closing costs, but we had an escalation all the way up to like 210 or something like that. Way above it. 14 offers in, we didn't even win it. I mean, we put our best foot forward. Really, we did with what we had. But it was just like, you got to know your top. So right now, when things are that competitive in the duplex to fourplex world, because people got this house hacking thing, there's a lot of military around here, you got to start looking at other options. And I think that's the key is don't get so stuck on your model that you end up forcing something that, isn't really as good as it could be. Yeah. So I've been pushing a lot of clients towards the single family house hopping. Yes, you don't have those living expenses paid for a year, maybe 2 years, but after that, how is it going to perform as a rental property? And if it's going to perform well as a rental property, then maybe you should pick up the single family instead of the duplex that you could potentially overpay for.
Nice.
Because single families can actually appreciate quicker than duplexes anyways.
Yeah.
And over the long term are probably going to appreciate more. So, don't get stuck in your box. I think house hopping, house hacking is an incredible opportunity. Duplexes to fourplexes are optimal, but don't discount the single family and, just be willing to be flexible with whatever's out there because the market really dictates the deals you're going to be able to do and the strategies you're going to be able to use.
Nice. Okay. So those investing strategies is what you bring to the table to help your clients understand probably their best use or cash on cash return, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So changing gears a little bit, this is kind of a bigger question, I feel like, and I like to hear this from different people, but what is the best piece of advice you were ever given related to what you're doing currently with real estate?
See, that's one you could have emailed me ahead of time. Man, that's tough. I think, actually my broker, Glenn Russell, who's awesome and been in the game a really long time and has kind of been a mentor for me. When I first got in, you're all super pumped up on real estate and, a little green. But I just remember him saying, real estate is not get rich quick. It's get rich slow and sometimes painfully, but it's get rich. And, you know, that was kind of what, you know, that kind of mentality is what kind of kept the slow grind going for me in this business, because it is really tough.
Okay.
But the opportunity is there, but you got to be willing to hang in there. And I think especially in times like this where the markets are up and down, people got to realize this is not a short-term game. There are strategies that you can do short-term, but most of real estate is based on long-term hold, and, you know, not all of it. I mean, wholesaling and flipping, but you know, you gotta hang in there, and good things will happen to you. My first property I bought in 2007, within a year we were $100,000 below. Basically, we owed about $100,000 on it because the market just tanked.
Yeah.
And if we'd have sold the place then, I would have been screwed, you know?
Yeah.
But I held on to it, and now it is a profitable asset, you know, as opposed to an expense. And, you know, the long term is really the game at the end of the day.
Nice. So to recap on that, it's your broker gave you one suggestion. It was, this is a get rich slow game. So get ready to get up and put your boots on and go.
Put your boots on, man. That's it.
Nice. Okay.
If you have one of those quick wins, man, you know, that's good for you.
Yeah.
That's not how God usually sends things to me. But, you know,
figured out the hard way.
Yeah, I'm definitely a hard learner. But
yeah, I'm with you. I've definitely gotten that line. Not straight and easy. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
No silver spoon here.
Nope.
All right. What's the best business book you've ever read related to real estate, or maybe just in general for business?
And you know what? The one I've just started reading it again. And it's business, but it's also kind of like character. It's very character driven. It's 7 Habits of Highly Effective.
Nice.
I read that, and that was one I kind of was like, oh, I need to slow read this, because it's just really how to be better at who you are, and then everything else kind of comes from that. So
what was the name of that and the author again?
7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and the author is, I got it in my Audible right now.
Nice.
Let me see this. Stephen R. Covey.
Nice. Okay.
Killer book though, but you gotta put some time into it. It's definitely another one of those slow process books.
Yeah. All right, that's good. Now that'll get us to this. What do you think your biggest setback ever since you've been in the real estate game?
Woo.
It's a long time in the game, and I'm sure there's a lot of
man. I guess I don't look at things as setbacks. You know, right. Like I look at it as education. And in this business, it's tough because you know, as a real estate sales agent, I don't get paid unless I sell homes. And so when I came into this business, I was like, all right, if God's going to provide, then he's going to provide. And if he doesn't, then I know he'll take care of me. And so I just kind of always had that mentality. So I'm not someone who really counts my chips at the table. I just pay the bills at the end of the day. And I honestly don't. My wife honestly handles most of our finances. So I like Macon in here was just telling me, he's like, man, you know, you don't even know if I drop a check off on your desk. You know, I put it in the bank, man. I don't even, you know. So to me, it's, you know, like I said, it's a means to an end. I want to serve my clients well. If I serve my clients well, then I feel like I'm serving God. If I feel like I'm doing the right things will come back. And so I don't really look at it as setbacks.
Okay.
Because I love learning, man. Like I was in music before this. Not quite, that wasn't really what provided my living expenses, but I was in music, and that was my passion before real estate. And the thing I loved about music was you always had the potential to be better. to
Yeah.
learn more and to, continually grow. Kind of like you probably with jujitsu. There's no real cap on what you can do. And I feel like with real estate, it's the same way. So everything I go through, I feel like, okay, I just learned a new thing, All right, let's figure out how to do a septic tank. All right, let's figure out how to deal with, I was doing research yesterday on an interstate running behind a property that a client was looking at potentially buying.
Yeah.
I never mess with that, but things aren't setbacks, they're education, I guess.
That's good. That's a good way to look at it. I like that. We haven't had anybody respond to that. They did give a this or that was their issue or setback feeling. So I like that. That's a good outlook, man. That's awesome to hear. So that'll catapult us right into the next one. What's your best success so far?
I think surviving in this business, man. Like
it's a good one. It's a good answer.
I think my first year, surviving the first year, it's really tough to be a sales agent. And I did property management too, and I just worked insanely.
Yeah.
So it was a real success because I really had to put faith in God. My wife was super, behind me on everything, and we had to lean on each other a lot. I was 33 when we made the change, and it was scary. So that first year was just really crucial. And I told myself, I was like, man, I'm going to go in head first. I'm going to work, this is going to be my only thing I do because I want to be great at it. And the property management stuff, oh my gosh, that stuff is crazy. You learn a lot there really quick. I learned, man, I want to delegate this stuff out. That's what I learned.
That is a total glutton for punishment.
Yeah. It's like, man, I'm way too nice. I'm too nice and soft to be in property management.
That's
I learned that real quick. But I think, that was the biggest successes was making it past that first year successfully.
Nice.
You really got to be self-driven. And I was able to put those barriers in there for myself. I was able to really commit, man. I worked so much, and I don't know. I think that was my best success, and really just being able to maintain being a family man through it all.
Nice.
Because that's kind of the hard thing. I think I could make more money if I really wanted to, but to me, like it's being in this business and still having a life too.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest hurdle, I'd say. So doing that and making choices to supplement that idea, that's been what's made me successful in my eyes. Maybe not other people's, but, I was able to get an assistant. That was a huge, benefit for me. Maybe I could have done it without an assistant. Shawn was a big help in that. Maybe I could have done it, but my wife and kids would never see me.
Man, we talked about that for a long time, and you finally made that jump, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is insane!"
Yeah, no, it was a great move. It's hard though. It's hard to give other people money from your, from you.
Yeah.
And then, so I'd say that was my biggest success is that first year and doing it the way I wanted to do it. I made decisions based on, what was right for me and my family, and I hustled and succeeded. So, yeah.
Awesome. So basically the biggest success was making it through the first year, being able to be a family man and enjoy your life and live your life. And that's a big answer for being success, because a lot of people look at success through money, and your outlook is different, which is back towards family, which I think is really important. So that's awesome, man. It's a good one.
Good question.
All right. What's the favorite part of the business?
Favorite part?
Favorite part of the business.
Wow. Man, I don't know. There's a lot of parts I like. If time management was not a thing, I love working with buyers, honestly.
Yeah.
I enjoy the relationships. I enjoy going into properties and seeing the different properties and just getting to know people and their interests, and then just being able to kind of understand what their goals are and then direct them towards that goal and facilitate that. And I love that part of it. And I love just the education in real estate. Like I love being able to constantly have something new.
Nice.
You know?
Okay. So helping the clients, because it's fun working with buyers.
Yeah.
And then just
And
constantly
sellers.
learning.
Sellers are a lot harder than buyers. Buyers are like super happy. You're like the guy riding in on the white horse. When you're working with the sellers, it's kind of like they assume their house is worth more. So you got to like day one, you're already telling them that their house is worth less than what they think it is.
You're already on a bad foot day one.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. But I do enjoy it because it's, to me, that's the challenging part, is to say, hey man, I can confidently tell you what you need to do to sell your house to get the most money in the least amount of time, and to really help you figure out the best path to your goals. And so being able to be in that position is a challenge. I like it. And that's the cool thing about this business too, is you work with so many people. And so you get to the challenge of different personalities. The hardest part about this job is human beings. And also the most enjoyable part of it.
It's like you should be a psychologist in order to be in the real estate world.
I always say I'm like a wedding planner meets a contractor meets like, a psychiatrist. That's kind awesome. Of what I do.
Awesome. All right, cool. Good answers. All right. So one that if people are listening to this on the podcast, you probably can't see it, but in the background, Alex has a sign and it says Opportunity, and it says Opportunity Investors. So can you explain what Opportunity is?
Yeah. So Opportunity Investors is a real estate investment group. Shawn and I do it. Basically, we discuss real estate investment strategies and financing options and how those can kind of be implemented here in Hampton Roads. And now beyond that, we bring in industry experts and professionals to discuss those ideas. We'll just share with us, and then we discuss those ideas. And we like to do it at craft breweries. Lately, that's been tough, but we brought the beer home. The other part of it is the networking. So we understand that, the people around you make a big difference in real estate. So we try to surround ourselves with people that are going to help us in our ventures. But also I think we just like talking about real estate,
right?
Drinking beer for hours, regardless. If nobody else shows up, me and Shawn could literally just drink beers and talk real estate. So it's kind of a win-win.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of what it is, I think, in a whole.
That was how it started, right? We went to a brewery and started talking some real estate, and then we started inviting some people, and then you asked me to come work with you and help you build it, and then we started bringing on more people. So guys that are listening to this on the podcast and you can't see it, it's Opportunity, right? HOPPORTUNITY. And obviously that's because of the beer.
Yeah,
the hops.
An opportunity.
So
yeah, I was thinking of doing an investment group because as I've said like 50 times, I like to learn, and I think Shawn and I are on the same boat. We just like to talk about real estate. So, and also I will throw this out there because I think we're pretty out front, group, but it's also good networking for me in my business too. So
huge.
But let's be real.
Huge networking.
So if I'm going to end up doing a group like that, I just thought I'd rather do it where I could drink beer. So I think Shawn was you were the first speaker, right?
Yeah, we did a meeting out in Virginia Beach off of Shore Drive at a brewery, and it was just talking about rehabbing and wholesaling and just
Commonwealth Brewery.
Yep, Commonwealth Brewing. And then that was where it all started. And from there on, it's just gotten bigger and grown, and more people and different locations and different breweries. It's just a really cool setting. So
we've done a ton of topics now. I mean, we've done Airbnb, we've done house hacking, house hopping, wholesaling, flipping properties. We brought in contractors. We've brought in hard money lenders. We've brought in the Old Dominion economics crew to give us the basically economic update in Hampton Roads on a yearly basis.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And we've done some really cool topics over the years that people seem to be digging, and so I think we'll just keep doing that.
Cool. Well, let's finish it up here and let's tell these people and the people listening and watching. And thank you so much for taking the time to do this. But what are you looking forward to with opportunity in the next few months and years to come?
I don't even know, man. I just had that baby, so my brain is pretty much stuck on today. But you know, I think there's a ton of potential. I know we've talked about maybe growing it in other locations. I think having different topics, different professionals come in, really try to increase the networking abilities of the group. Try to become a little more virtual. We've talked about doing we've started doing podcasts, but even when we go back to the personal settings or the physical brewery setting, maybe we'll continue to do podcasts in some form, because I think we've enjoyed it. I think it's been really good. The virtual meetings that we've done have been beneficial, and I think people have enjoyed being able to follow up on them. So I think that's an element that we look to bring. And then, I don't know. We've come up with some really cool ideas. We just got to see what we want to actually put the time on.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't throw them all out there because, gotta stumble them down until we're ready to roll.
That's right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging around. Alex, thanks for taking the time to do this interview with us and kind of let this podcast world, YouTube world know, who you are, what you do. Do you want to give out maybe a website and some contact information so people can reach out to you?
Absolutely. Mine's easy. It's alexwinfield.com. You got all my information up there and all my social media stuff. If you look up on Facebook, I think it's Alex Winfield Real Estate. So if you look up anywhere, Alex Winfield or Alex Winfield Real Estate, it'll pretty much pop up. So
awesome.
Easy enough. Yep.
Easy to find. Google it. Google me.
Google it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. And thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. This is fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. I appreciate you joining us. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this podcast and this show. And as always, we always look forward to seeing you on the next one. Talk to you guys soon. Later.
Peace.